Live.
All right. Well, hey, we are live here, and my name is Dave Sambor. We're coming to you from Hinckley, Ohio here, and I want to welcome you for getting on this call, this webinar here. Someone that cared enough to share this link with you to kind of check this out tonight. And tonight, basically, we're going to give you a little insight about what Advocare is all about, what it's done for us, and from there you can see if you see a fit for yourself there. But besides myself tonight, I'm really happy to have a special guest with me this evening, Chris Rojas. Chris was the one that actually cared enough to share Advocare with me 3.5 years ago, and it's made a world of difference in my life and my family's life here. So with that, I just like Chris, why don't you just introduce yourself here and give us a little background of your story about what got you interested and involved with Advocare.
Yeah, actually, it was the only way I could get you to play golf with me that day. So I had to give you a spark to get you out of bed, and so yeah, we had a great time. Yeah, thanks a lot, Dave. Really, what got me interested in Advocare is that 4 years ago, Advocare found me, and I was a tired dad. I was running around with 3 kids, real little kids. My wife was working out of the house, and I'm running my own company also, and just basically exhausted, actually asking for prayer in my men's group that, guys, I'm tired of life. And so I started taking the products and instantly found a new energy that I hadn't had in 20 years. And so the products really changed when in the first week I lost 2 inches off my waist, ended up losing 11 pounds of belly fat, and after that I just felt a new energy in life and a new path to take. So that's where it started for me.
Oh, perfect, Chris. And when I first started, when Chris shared that spark with me, yes, it was on the golf course, and I was that guy drinking those Monster Rock Stars, 2 to 3 of those every single day. I'd rise, I'd crash, and I'd have the jitters, all the time. And he shared that spark, and it was like a light bulb went off. I had smooth mental focus, and was on the golf course, so I knew something was different because I was swinging. I'm not a golfer, but man, I was hitting the ball better than I ever have. So I'm not going to guarantee it improves your golf game. All I know is I felt relaxed, but I had energy at the same time. And Chris shared a few other things with me. I dropped 32 pounds, took 6 inches off my waist. I'm in my 40s now and feel like in my 20s again. So the products have done phenomenal for me. I never thought I could feel this good at this age. And that's what kind of originally got me involved in Advocare. I really had no interest, and I know Chris will attest to this, in the business side of Advocare. But how things change over time when timing is right for me, and I was willing to kind of take a look, deeper myself. But in general, Advocare is a 21-year-old health and wellness company. It was founded back in 1993 by a man named Charlie Regis, and we do over $600 million of volume every year. We're on pace to become a billion-dollar company. We're one of the largest in growth of our type of industry in the entire world, and we're soon to be a household name like Microsoft and Apple. You may have seen our commercials on ESPN with Drew Brees or Jason Witten. You may have seen the Advocare 500 or Trevor Bayne, who just came in second yesterday in his most recent race here. But you also see guys like Drew Brees and others as well that have been using our products. So it's a proven company, and Charlie Regis, when he started this, wanted to have the finest nutrition and the best opportunity for people, ordinary people, like us, to really achieve an extraordinary life if that's what we desire. So we're going to basically go over 4 main questions for you today that you're probably asking yourself. 1, do the products work? 2, will they work for me? 3, is there really an income opportunity here? And 4, can I do this? So keep those kind of questions in mind, as we go along, because as you've heard so far, we do 2 basic things in Advocare. 1, we improve people's physical health, and 2, we improve their financial health. And the business side may or may not be for you, but those are some different ways you can get involved with Advocare, either on the product side, or the business side. And we'll go over those options in a little bit here. But one of the things that first got me is I like the products, but I'm always concerned with safety and integrity. And Chris, why don't you just cover a little bit about, why do you trust the Advocare products? What about them makes you feel good about, these things? This is safe.
Well, one of the things that is huge for me, Dave, is the endorsers. And when I saw that Drew Brees is the national spokesperson for Advocare, or actually was the lead endorser at the time, big Drew Brees fan, big Buckeye fan. I know how he killed the Buckeyes when he was at Purdue, so I've known Drew a long time. I played fantasy football. He's my fantasy football quarterback. And so I just had a lot of respect for Drew, and I knew a little bit about his character. And so I knew when he was involved in this company, I said to myself, there's something to that. And so if he was taking the products and put it in his body, and I know how tough and stringent those testings, those drug testings are in professional athletics, is that I knew that it was safe to put it in my body. And so I didn't know it at the time, but then I was shown this, and this right here, guys, is our scientific and medical advisory board right here. And if you go through the resumes of these doctors that are on our board, it's just phenomenal. These are the who's who in their fields. We have people from the MD Anderson Cancer section at MD Anderson, and in Judah Smith. We have Dr. Stanley Gudrick, who basically invented intravenous feeding back in the 60s, responsible for saving millions and millions of infants. We have Dr. Sidney Stowe, who is actually the president of the board of nutritionists. He sits as the president of that board, who tests people who want or are aspiring nutritionists and dietitians in the United States. He sits as the president on that board. And so we have Dr. Carl Keene, who is a professor at UC Davis, the top nutrition school in the country. So when you put all these things together, including Dr. Kramer, who has written many textbooks and in the field of kinesiology, can't even say it. Can you say that word for me? Kinesiology.
Kinesiology.
Yeah. I can't even say it, but who cares if you can say it, all right? These guys write the textbooks. I don't have to know it. And so when it comes to the safety and efficacy of the products, these guys rely on the latest science and not the latest fads or anything like that. So I get to see these guys at school, Success School. I got to read articles about them and the journals that they write. And every day that I go through Advocare, I'm more and more convicted of the safety of these products because of these doctors.
That's perfect, Chris. It just kind of hit me too. Just there's so many reasons, so many things I love about Advocare, but there's four things I think have been so great, for me. One, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it was great, spend time with you and your family and a bunch of other people we've got to meet through Advocare out in Wisconsin Dells and send a trip. Just getting together at our events and just having a good time. It's become like an extended family. So we have a blast. Two, I love the fact that we are truly making a difference in people's lives. The amount of people that, the hundreds of thousands of people whose lives have been impacted positively with Advocare is just a huge, huge thing. And I know personally, we've my wife and I have been able to help a couple hundred families already just part-time over the last couple of years, either just improve their health or improve their health and be able to add some additional finances, to themselves. I love Advocare because of where the company has been. It's a 21-year-old company that is rock solid, and it's on a huge track for growth. So from a business side, it just makes sense. And then just the opportunity that the harder I work and the more people I help, the more I will earn. So if I want to go after it and just get it done, Advocare has a phenomenal opportunity for someone to do just that and make out of it whatever they want. So, those were the four things that really kind of appealed me, with Advocare. But where it all started originally was with the products. And, I know, Chris shared his story. I shared, mine, where it was a huge difference for me, 32 pounds in about 4.5 months. And it all started with the 24-day challenge. And Advocare is a lot more than weight loss. Chris, why don't you just touch on really quick the kind of the different categories of products Advocare has as far as covering the range of the kind of people we help with the products.
Well, case in point, this morning I was just at a multiple sclerosis rowathon put on by one of my distributors on my team, and she had her ladies in there doing a half marathon of rowing for a great cause. And so I walked in there today, and this is a CrossFit facility just for women. And I said, hey, girls, have you ever tried O2 Gold? Now, O2 Gold was in our active line, but it's a product that helps you breathe better. And so I know these ladies were going to be on a journey, and I said, hey, have you ever tried this? And they said no. So a bunch of ladies tried it, and afterwards they're like, man, I could really tell I was not winded when I was when I was doing this. And they rode a half marathon. That was 21,000 meters, and so it took them about an hour and a half. And they rotated and everything, but they felt great. So I mean that's just one area. Obviously, we talked about Drew Brees and having the elite line for athletics. But we have the weight loss and just basic energy. As you get older, I'm 45 years old now. When I was 41 in Dragon, I had nothing to turn to but a cup of coffee. And too many coffees, and you end up doing this, and you know what? You're still tired. And I ended up calling it, I was tired, I was wired, but I was still tired. My eyes always felt heavy. And I don't know if any of you out there feel that way. And I loved coffee. In fact, I would sneak out of my house to go get half and half early in the morning. My kids were real little because I had to have that coffee. I know how addicting that can be, but I don't drink coffee anymore. I drink Spark because it makes me feel better, and it makes me it doesn't give me the jitters. So if you have low energy, if you need to lose weight, if you want to do better in your athletic performances, Advocare has something for you.
Yeah, perfect, Chris. And what I love too, we are a health and wellness company. It's not about a quick fix. It's not about it's weight loss, but it's about getting healthy. And that's why the 24-day challenge, the perfect place to start, whether you're an elite athlete or whether you're someone who wants to just tone up, wants to gain a little energy, or someone who needs to lose 100 pounds. That 24-day challenge is our 5 core products, and what that does, it resets the body so it works better. So just really briefly, I'm going to cover what's in that 24-day challenge. And as Chris and I both mentioned, that Spark is a game changer. That Spark is how I've started every day for the last 3.5 years now. And the 24-day challenge starts with that. It starts with Spark. Replace the coffee, the frappuccinos, the little 5-hour type deals, the pop. But this gets you mentally just on your game. You just feel more alert. You're more on task starting out right out of the gate. And that's how I've been starting it every day here. We also, during this first part of the 24-day challenge, which is called the cleanse phase, that's kind of the reset phase part for your body. There's a fiber drink, a probiotic, and herbal cleanse tablets. Think of this as an oil change for your body, and you do that every 3,000 miles. Why? Just so the car runs better. Well, when's the last time we did that for our bodies? That's what the cleanse phase does, the 24-day challenge. It hits the reset. It gets the probiotics to really restore your body's ability to absorb good nutrients. And then we're also doing a megaplex. A megaplex is really your good fats that help wash away the bad fats. And that's so huge. It really helps with lubrication of all your joints and muscles. It helps with your hair, skin, and nails too. So during that first 10 days, we're focusing on the cleanse phase. Day 11 comes along. A couple things we add in. One is we still start with Spark. Start the day every morning with Spark. What we also go into for breakfast is a meal replacement shake. And these taste fantastic. This is the perfect balance of carbs and protein first thing in the morning. You do this within a half hour waking up, your body just gets burning so much better all day long. What we also have with this is your metabolic nutrition system. This is basically your vitamins and minerals that your body's missing. No matter how clean you're eating, your body's still missing some core nutrition it really needs to work for optimum health. Not to just not be sick, but for optimum health. It's appetite control, it's energy, it's thermogenics that keep things burning better and better. And all I can tell you is I've been on this for 3.5 years, and I have not rebounded at all. I dropped that weight and added some lean muscle, and I've been able to maintain this ever since here. So those are the core products of the 24-day challenge. There's a couple of add-ons we have. One is called Catalyst. Catalyst is a branched-chain amino acid, and some of you are probably saying, I have no clue what branched-chain amino acid means. Don't worry, I didn't either. All I know, it works. It helps your body burn fat and preserve lean muscle mass. And when I heard it was designed by for the men's wrestling team back in 1996, well, that kind of makes sense. What do they want to do? They want to drop weight, maintain muscle and strength. That's what the Catalyst does. So that's kind of the base products of the 24-day challenge, but it's also about good, clean eating and the support and coaching you get, because we're not about, here's some products, go, good luck. We're about being in your hip pocket, working with you step by step to make sure you get results. So Chris, can you just talk more about Talk about the support that you get, what the coaching is involved in, maybe a little bit about food, and what do people tend to do after the 24-day challenge?
Okay. Well, let me put something in perspective for you. Hold up that box of meal replacements again. How many calories is one of those packets?
220.
220. Okay. If you ever been to Red Lobster, okay, you know that basket of little bread biscuits they give you right at the beginning, those little cheddar biscuits? Those things are phenomenal, right? Okay. You can eat about 10 of them. Each one of those has 220 calories. Every single one. And so with a meal replacement shake, having 24 grams of protein, 24 grams of carbohydrates, a perfect balance, you're full, and you're not following up with another salad, a meal, and a dessert. Okay? And so what I just told you guys right there is stuff that as advisors, Dave and I and Amy and the people on our team who have been doing it, this is the type of coaching and perspective that you start to get. And so, because AdvoCare, like Dave said, is not just here's some products, go take them. Okay, we're in touch with you. This right here is a daily guide. It tells you step by step on what to take and how to take the products. You should take the products correctly, and that's what we're doing. And so, when I took the products, my leader, Amy Dudley, was in my back hip pocket. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? How are you feeling? And are you frozen, Dave, or are you still moving?
I'm good.
Oh, there you go. you're really still there.
Oh man, you're on. Keep going.
I gotta slap you up. Okay. But you know what this is doing is making sure that things are working properly. Okay. And so you get the support. You get the coaching. It's not a. I tell people it's not an event that you're going to do in your life. And it's not, well, you just take AdvoCare products. I had a guy, one day he called me up, or I actually called him up, and he said he was, you know, for lack of a better term, he wasn't moving waste properly, okay? It was kind of, well, we'll just say he wasn't doing it right. So after I tell you what he was doing, you'll figure out what was happening, right? So I said, well, how are you taking the products? He's like, well, I get up and I have my Spark. I said, okay, great, all right. And then what? Okay, well then, 2 hours before lunch, I take my packet. Okay, great. And then you notice he didn't say food in there. And he said, and then I have my Spark for lunch. And I'm like, okay, where's the food? All right. Well, I got out of him that he wasn't eating. He thought Spark was his breakfast and his lunch. All right. And so he wasn't putting any solid food in himself. All right. So it may sound simple, but this is why we're advisors, and if you decide to join the team, you're an advisor, and you get that coaching and the support to make sure that you're taking the products correctly and getting the results that you deserve. So after the challenge, all right, so what people really do is they stay on a maintenance program, all right, and a maintenance program consists of the metabolic nutrition system, which is the dump truck of nutrition, and like I said earlier, guys, this is not an event. I get people all the time that say, well, I want to wait till after the 4th of July, or I want to wait until after Labor Day. Oh, now it's football season. I'm going to be eating a lot of wings. Oh, I got a big birthday party coming. Guys, that's life, all right? Football season happens every September, all right? Baseball season happens, every April, all right? The Christmas happens every December 25th, and it's going to happen for the foreseeable future, all right? Birthdays are going to happen. Guys, this is life. Things are going to come up. You have to, if you want the results that you'd crave, right? You got to make this a lifestyle, and that's what we decided to do for our family. My kids use AdvoCare products. They wear AdvoCare gear to school. My wife loves AdvoCare. My wife is a dentist. She has AdvoCare in her office, telling her patients about AdvoCare getting healthy because this country is going on the wrong way. But with the help of AdvoCare, we're going to make a difference, one person at a time. So we're continuing to use the metabolic. We're continuing to do the shakes. We're continuing to do the Spark because it is a lifestyle and not just a 24 days that you fit into 1 month of your life.
Yep. Yeah, Chris, and just to add to that, as far as the products, and it speaks to how well they work, is I virtually never get sick anymore, and my doctor never sees me except when I come for an annual physical for a scout camp to have the forms filled out. And the last time I was in there, he's seen what's happened to me over the last 3.5 years, and he says, "Man, I'm so glad you're here." And I won't get him in trouble by sharing his name here, but he says, you know, I see overweight patients all the time, and he said there's not a single FDA-approved pill I can prescribe anyone that seems to make any difference whatsoever. And he asked, do you have any of your business cards that I can start referring people to you? And you know, it was kind of weird. So when I started asking him questions, I said, well, basic nutrition stuff. I said, well, you know, basically this. And he's like, no, Dave, no, I don't. See, we don't learn. We're not taught about nutrition when we become doctors. And I kind of knew that, but when you have your doctor tell you to your face, you know, it kind of rings a little bit differently. All I know is the products work and they're safe, and we're making just a huge difference in people's lives. Now, as far as the just to add to the products, there's also a lot of other lines of products, and I know myself, I've gone more into the performance elite lines as well. I'm working with a number of high school athletes, and there's things age appropriate for them as well. I've had a couple, these are top-ranked baseball players in the state of Ohio at the high school level, and within a couple days on product, I'm getting phone calls about the difference that they feel already. They're more alert. They are hitting the ball farther because they're recovering better from the intense daily workouts they're going through. The Spark is giving more mental focus. So there's a number of products that will be specific, and that's where the coaching comes in about what are your goals, what are you looking for, and our job is to get you results. And that's why Advocare has grown the way it has, because people get coaching, people get results. Now, the endorsers, too, have kind of a unique relationship with Advocare, because I always hear, well, people have endorsers. Didn't mean a whole lot to me before, because, you know, everyone has an endorsers. You pay someone enough, they're going to hold up something and say they use it. And, you know, Chris, just touch briefly on what makes Advocare unique, I guess, as far as the relationship we have with our endorsers. Maybe cover the guy who's right behind you on that banner as well.
Right, okay. What you're looking at, guys, is the CrossFit champion of the world, 3-time CrossFit champion, Rich Froning, who uses Advocare Spark, Muscle Fuel, Arginine Extreme Rehydrate, No2 Gold, among others, all right? And the reason that he and a guy like Drew Brees can take our products is because we test our products for banned ingredients, all right? Over 200 banned ingredients out there to the standards of the World Anti-Doping Association. So when athletes, high-quality, high-level athletes take our products, they are 100% confident that they are not going to get busted on a drug test. That's huge. That's huge up there, because every season in every sport, you pretty much hear something. A Division II football player a couple years ago at a function came to me and said, hey, I want to start taking Advocare products. Reason being is because he had a friend at another college, took a product from a local box store, and boom, got tested and burned, and he got suspended for the entire season. I mean, can you imagine being in college, taking something that you thought was safe, and losing an entire year of eligibility because you thought it was safe, and they told you it was safe, and it wasn't. So.
Yep. You know, and that's what's so great, that we don't pay any of our endorsers. They don't receive a check. They receive product in exchange for their testimony. And, you know, they trust the products because of the quality. They use them, they endorse them because they believe in them so much. And these are top athletes that could be making very large contracts financially to endorse and say they use other products. But they choose to come to Advocare instead because they know they can trust it, and they're concerned with their long-term health. That's why the integrity of Rich Froning, which we got a chance to hear from him in Columbus this past year, and to hear from Drew Brees as well, and Jason Wood, and other just champion, high-quality integrity people on and off the field about why they use and trust and align themselves, you know, with Advocare. And, you know, so we talked about the products work, and we've helped people, you know, my kids since the age of 5, I've helped people up into their 90s get positive results, better health through the addition of Advocare products and coaching. Because the products work so well, there becomes a business opportunity. And, you know, before Advocare, just to tell you a little bit more about my story is, you know, I'm an architect, I'm a public official, I'm also investing in real estate. And a few years back, what happened is I lost my corporate job, the real estate market tanked, and it kind of destroyed us financially. You know, and I started my own architecture firm, doing things, how do I get back on track with things? And when Chris brought this business to me, He can tell you I just was having no part of that. Yes, Chris, thanks. Product worked great. I dropped 30-some pounds. I feel fantastic, but I don't need something else to do. It's the last thing on my mind. I want more time, not less. So, and I don't know about this whole sales type thing, anyways. And what happened is my sister asked me what are you doing? And I said, you know what? I have no idea. It worked for me. Talk to my friend Chris. Chris coached my sister and brother-in-law to a 90-pound weight loss combined in just 6 months. And I saw the difference it made in their life, and then I got a small thank you check. And all I did was refer my sister to my friend Chris. That was it. And I started earning income. So, I started looking at this thing a little bit differently, and I happen to attend Success School, which we're going to be going to Dallas Cowboys Stadium, or whatever they're calling it these days, in just a couple of weeks. And I really saw the integrity and the quality of the people involved in Advocare. And, it's now got me to kind of dream bigger, because, at the age of 40, I didn't really dream. It was go to work, make some money, provide for my kids, try to spend time with them. And, the bigger dreams kind of disappeared. And think about whatever dreams you have in life, or you used to have in life, and think about those again. Why do people give up on those dreams? Well, they tend to shrink those dreams because they're missing a couple things. One, they don't have the money for it. Or two, they don't have the time for it. Or three, they don't have the health for it. So if money, time, and health are the reasons why people step away from their dreams, Advocare is a solution to find ways to get you more money, more time, and better health. Advocare has allowed me to start dreaming again and thinking bigger beyond myself, thinking bigger about the impact we can have, thinking about things I want for my kids as well. But that's been the biggest difference, for me. And so far, what Advocare's done for us is we've earned 3 incentive trips in the last couple of years here. My wife and I got to spend our 20th anniversary in Cabo, Mexico, which wouldn't have been possible without Advocare. We got a chance to be in San Antonio on the Riverwalk, a while back here. Phenomenal being there. And most recently, had a chance to spend time with Chris and his family and a lot of other families in Wisconsin Dells. We got a chance to really get together, and my kids had an absolute blast, with that. We currently earn $1,600 a month, but we're on pace to be $5,000 a month by the end of this year. And I'm not money motivated, but you know what? Money is essential for other things. Money gives me more time. Money allows me to be there during the day when my kids have programs at school during the day, and I have that flexibility to be there. It's providing those kind of opportunities for me, and leading to that relaxed kind of place of, okay, we're comfortable now. How many people can we help get to that same spot who truly desire to kind of that little bit extra, to kind of get ahead there, So Chris, why don't you just I know everyone has their own story with Advocare about why they get involved. Everyone's at different places kind of in their life, but what really got you interested in seeing the business side of Advocare? And I'm sure you can attest to that. I was not the most receptive person when you first brought that to my attention.
Well, it's funny because it's like the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. That your story was my story. When Amy, and if she was standing here, she could attest to it too, is that it took me months to see this opportunity, and it was right there in front of my face. But it took me seeing other champions share their stories, other people getting results in the product, and going to Success School and seeing the culture of the people that are involved with the company. I wanted to surround myself with winners. The other thing that I saw was I really wasn't sure if I wanted to keep doing what I was doing for the rest of my life. And I was just like, man, maybe it is time for a change. And, Advocare is a part-time gig. It is. It's a part-time gig, and that's how it should start out. But you know what? It can replace it. It can, and that's what we're shooting for. We're looking for Advocare to be my full-time gig and to replace what I'm currently doing. Because, like I said, over time, you get real excited about, your job when you first get it, but over time it's like, man, can I really do this for the rest of my life? And I saw Advocare as something that I could fit in and weave into my everyday life, because I got great results on products, and I was seeing people get great results on products, and the people that were helping me were behind me 100%. And so we see Advocare, what was done for us is over the past 4 years, we paid off over $60,000 in debt with the help of Advocare. We currently average around $3,000 a month on top of our other full-time gigs. So AdvoCare has allowed us to go on trips stress-free. And because my wife's a dentist, every time we go on vacation, it costs us about 20 to 25 grand. Okay, because that's time. I mean, she's in a profession that many people are. If they're not at their job, they're not earning income. If Heather is not seeing patients, right, she's not earning any income. Well, here's AdvoCare is, we can go on vacation, come back to a paycheck, and AdvoCare's been doing that without fail every 2 weeks for the past 4 years.
Yeah, Chris, and that's what it's kind of amazed me when I mean, some of the skepticism I guess I had early on was, okay, well, hey, is it one of those, pyramid schemes? And then I learned, well, pyramid schemes are illegal. Drew Brees would not associate himself with something that would do that, and we're the opposite of what that would be, because anyone in AdvoCare can earn more than the person that brought them into the business, and it happens all the time in AdvoCare. So you're not limited by anything else. And I thought, well, it's one of those gimmicks. You got to sign up and you get auto ships. You got to do this thing every month. And AdvoCare has no gimmicks. There's no auto ships. There's no you must do this or lose your discounts with AdvoCare. The only reason people buy products is because they work, because they feel better on products. The only way anyone earns income in AdvoCare is because people are consuming products and they've connected them, connected AdvoCare to more people. And I think back to a few people I know that are helping us that I met in AdvoCare, and they've had phenomenal success. We were just in Wisconsin, as I mentioned, and one of our mentors that's been helping us, Joe Hadacek, and he's been involved with AdvoCare for 14 plus years now, and he's a head football coach from a smaller college in Dysart, Iowa, and he started with AdvoCare, and just a couple hours a week. And what happened over the course of a few years, he was making more money than being a head football coach. And he decided to kind of come to AdvoCare full-time on a part-time basis so he can be there and have the time with his kids. You fast forward, and it's interesting because my son brought a friend to that event up in Wisconsin, and he didn't really know who was who with AdvoCare. And I says, hey, you remember the guy that was over there kind of handing out the waters to all the kids, and the one that was around mostly cleaning up the dishes and the boxes and everything while we were having the picnic and stuff? I says, yeah, that's Joe Hadacek. At this point right now in his career, he's making about $100,000 a month. He's making over $100,000 a month, and you would never know it because it's down-to-earth, real people whose focus is, it's not about the show, it's about helping other people, being humble in what you have. It's not about the money, but it's about really truly adding value to other people's lives, and that really impressed me as far as kind of the character and quality of the people involved with this. So I mean, AdvoCare is it's the right industry at the right time. And Chris, why don't you share either Brad or Amy's, share another story of someone that you admire in AdvoCare, kind of what it's done for them.
Well, I obviously Amy right here in town, but who I connected with really fast, because Amy connected me to him, is Brad and Jordan Nelson. And Brad's in Minnesota, and he was a college student, had big student loans. And Joe Hadacek went to him and said, hey, how are you going to pay your student loans? And he showed him a box of Spark. He instantly didn't sleep through his 8 o'clock class, and the rest is history. Brad wanted to start a family. He had actually started a business after being in AdvoCare several years and just kind of put it to the side. He had started a gym and thought that was going to be his ticket. Well, as you know, if you're a trainer, again, you're not making any money unless you're in front of people. And he found himself going to work in the dark and coming home in the dark. And he realized really quick once he got married that if he wanted to see his family, he needed something to change. And that's when he got back on the track with AdvoCare. And at the time, he was making about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Today, he averages between $20,000 and $25,000 a month, and it's given him back his time. And now they have 3 beautiful children up in Minnesota, and they're changing a lot of lives too. So I really respect Brad for what he's done.
Yeah, and the success stories go on and on. We've, Chris and I have both met hundreds and hundreds of families that have been developing a part-time, and for everyone, it starts out that way. It starts out as a plan B. I mean, for most people, it's a couple $100 a month. is going to make a big difference. I don't know what it is for you guys out there, but you know, whatever that number is, it is achievable, you know, with Advocare. You know, some questions that come up quite a bit too is, okay, well, you know, hey, sounds great, but I don't have the time and I don't have the money. And, you know, question, how much does it cost? Well, if you're a product user, $0 to $10 a day is kind of the range that most people be as far as the products. And, you know, most people, they look at what they're spending money on now between their Starbucks coffee or, you know, the Monster Rockstars I was drinking, or pop or soda or fast food, and a lot of it becomes the exchange of dollars. We have a bunch of people that get the products for free just because they refer a few other people. So on the product side, $0 to $10 a day. Other people want to say, hey, I want a discount, or I want to just start up the business. And those who want to start slow, it's simple. It's a $79 distributorship. You get some product with that, and you're on your way, and you have the potential to earn income right away. For those who are serious about earning, you know, $1,000 or more a month, they want to be at the advisor level. Advisor level is a $2,100 investment. You get $3,000 worth of product. You have a full 1-year money-back guarantee on that. And basically, the person who invited you is the one that's going to help you, you know, move that product into the marketplace, helping other people get healthy. You know, so bottom line, you know, for me, a $2,100 investment 3 years ago has now earned me over $40,000 part-time, you know, in my spare time, a couple hours a week. And at the same time, I'm 44 and I feel like I'm in my 20s again. And I never thought I could feel like I took off 2 decades, you know, of back to restoring my health the way it was. So that's what that initial investment did for me. And initially that was just for my own health, without the idea of earning income, you know, with that. Now, as far as time, most people with the right training and focus, we compress time 3 to 5 hours a week, 3 to 10 hours a week max, you know, and you can start building a nice residual income that can continue to pay you year after year after year for the work that you do today. So, you know, Chris, why don't you ask this question? I mean, I know people have asked me this too. They says, well, I don't know if I can do this. You know, I don't know. I don't have a background in health and nutrition. I'm not a personal trainer. I don't really think I can do this business. And by the way, I'm not good at sales. So how would you address, you know, someone who you know, tells you that?
Well, you know, what comes to mind is I'm signing my boy up for soccer. Right? He's 9. He's never played soccer before. And there's a question there that says, would you like to volunteer as a coach, assistant coach, an equipment manager, whatever? The only thing I know about soccer is how they say goal, and right, and it's got a ball, and you can't use your hands, right? And so they have this big disclaimer: you do not have to know anything about soccer in order to help coach and volunteer on this team. Okay, we will show you a quick class on the basics or whatever, and you will learn as you go. And guys, that's the same thing with Advocare. You earn while you learn, and basically you just play a fun game of follow the leader. What do you like me to do? Share the products and let your leader and the people that are coaching you, okay, share the message of Advocare, the ways how they learned it, and then you learn it that way. And so about selling, gosh, man, if I saw a good movie and I said, man, I just watched Captain Phillips, I just watched Gravity. Have you seen that movie yet? One of my favorite movies of all time, Hachi. Who out there has seen Hachi? It's a 2009 movie with Richard Gere. If you love dogs, you gotta see Hachi. Now, was that selling? No, I love that movie. I love those movies, okay? And all I'm doing is telling you that they're out there. And so if so when someone comes to me and says, oh, I'm not really good at that, I don't know how to sell, there's no auto ship. You don't have to keep reordering product or whatever like that. And if you just want to be a discount member, be a discount member. But man, if you got Spark on your shelf and you know people that are tired or want to lose weight and you know the products work, tell them what you're doing and watch what happens.
Yep. No, well said, Chris. And you know, it's amazing, you know, what that kind of impact it has. And you know, and anyone, that's what I love about this. I've met people, school teachers, engineers, you know, architects, yeah, personal trainers, nutritionists, doctors, welders, you know, the list goes on. Any profession can be successful because it's not about that other profession. It's about the products work, you're going to get great results, and you just have the passion to share and truly care enough to help other people. And it's not about getting people to do things. It's about giving them options, because that's what people are looking for. I challenge you to go through a day and not get into a number of conversations and tell me no one you talked to was looking to improve their health or earn more income. Everyone's looking for one, if not both of those. So, so the 4 questions we covered today was, and we'll wrap this up here, is one, the products work. Any single person we've helped coach gets results. They end up healthier. They feel better. They're sleeping better. Aches and pains start going away. Will they work for you? I don't know for sure. All I know is anyone that we've connected with and coached does get results. Whether it's from age 5, or whether it's student athletes that want to focus better on the field, whether it's just high school kids that need more energy to focus better in the classroom, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, sports performance, the products work. Now, is there an opportunity? We're on pace to do $1 billion. We are in the right industry at the right time. We've got a proven track record from 21 years. There definitely is an income opportunity, and Chris and I have both met hundreds of people that have been very successful in Advocare, and we know what it's done for our families, and we know actually where this is going as well. Now, the three questions. I think any major decision you come in life, to get involved in anything, there's kind of 3 basic questions that come out there. One is, well, what's the best that could happen? And what the best could happen with Advocare is you can dream again, and you could have the resources and financially and of your time to actually pursue those dreams and achieve them if you desire. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? Well, worst could happen, you come in, go to the top discount level, you do nothing for 11 months, you say, you know what, this wasn't for me, I'm just going to send it all back. So what's the worst going to happen? You may get a little bit healthier in the products, maybe the business wasn't for you. Okay, now what's most likely to happen? Really, only you can answer that. And that is really based on your belief level. You believe in Advocare, you believe in following the steps and system Advocare has in place, you're going to reach whatever goals you have. Whether it's strictly just your health goal, maybe that's all you're looking for is for your own health, or maybe your kids' health, or maybe it is a financial need you have. You believe it will, and you plug into what Advocare is doing for hundreds of thousands of people, and you're going to see the kind of difference it can make in your family's life. So, our goal really is to help you get out of Advocare whatever it is that you're looking for, whether it's just the health, whether it's the income. It's not about what we want. It's about giving solution options to others and letting them decide for themselves, decide for yourself wherever you're at. One thing I know for sure, though, is that you and I both know a lot of people that are looking for solutions, and they're looking for solutions, the solutions that Advocare has to offer. If you have dreams, if financial is what you're looking for, if it's not Advocare, what is it? But search for those. Don't accept you have to stay where you're at if you don't like where you're at. The people are going to hear about Advocare soon. People come to Chris's website, my website all the time, and they just sign up or they're asked for information. They could be friends of yours out there that are coming to our sites. Why? Because they don't know any other way to kind of find these products as they come for these solutions. So with that, there's really there's 2 sites I'm going to kind of give you. I'm going to put it over in the chat on the side here. If you're looking at the income side, say I want to get back with the person who invited you on this call, but there's a couple websites to check out. One is workwithchampions.com, and that's going to give you an overview of a lot of things about the business of Advocare. If you're just looking at products right now, the best website to go check out here is going to be 24daychallengemovie.com. That's 24daychallengemovie.com, and that's going to give you an overview of that base place to start there. If you're really interested in saying, I really want to know about this, how do I find out more about this now? There's no better way to getting into the room face-to-face and kind of having those discussions. And here locally actually in Brecksville, tomorrow night at the Brecksville Community Center, we're going to have the opportunity to meet with Dawn and Brett Funk, who are phenomenal leaders in Advocare, have done phenomenal things, just being involved for 4 years, went from a goal of maybe $1,000 a month, if they could maybe someday get to that point, to just 4 years, less than 4 years in their journey, they're making over $50,000 a month, and they've helped thousands and thousands of people. They're going to be in Brecksville. It'd be a great opportunity to really see what could this do for me. We'll be covering some product stuff as well. So either one they're interested in, that's an opportunity, and there's many other great opportunities as well. So with that, Chris, I want to thank you for taking the time this evening here to kind of hop on this call with me here, and hey, thanks for everything, because hey, without you sharing a spark with me, wouldn't have been able to have the opportunity to help hundreds of families, and I know it's done for my family and where it's going to take my future. And if you didn't care enough to share that spark with me, that wouldn't have been possible. So thanks again, Chris. Thanks to all you guys out there, and we'll have a replay of this, and have a great week.